Are you tired of struggling to make ends meet? Counting your money and think how to pay for your children's education and maintain your family? A way out does exist. You can change things fundamentally in the shortest time possible.
I have no money. I was stone broke.
I was forced to pawn the gold. I was in deep debts. Every morning I woke up in a depressed state. I had to repay debts not only to the debt recovery firms, but also to my friends. The debt is the worst thing in life.
У меня была работа.
I had a job. It was an ordinary and routine job that brought me neither pleasure nor enough income to realize my goals and desires.
Большая часть людей творчески настроены.
The vast majority of creative-minded, interesting people are driven into the situation. They just need a little bit of free money. They do not know where to find them. They think that if they find 2 jobs, they will have more money. Perhaps there will be more money, but they will have no time to spend with their family.
На семью.
More than 100,000 people in 25 countries said no and have chosen another way of living. This is the magic world in which trust is rewarded with bonuses. Entering this system of living, the need to count the money simply disappears.
People start living a fulfilled life there.
My child tells me, before my mother was angry and had no money, and now there is a Mercury Fund, therefore my mother became kind and we have enough money.
Finally, dramatic changes happened in my life. I started to afford myself everything that I previously could not even dream of.
How does it work? Is it possible to change your life at once and forever?
I do not understand how it works.
It is a shadow over shade.
It is a so-called money laundering.
Still, these citizens of country jungles have no idea how to get rid of daily worries and problems with finance.
I need more money to pay utility bills.
I need money to pay for the electricity consumption.
I pay taxes, as well as for the electricity supply.
Earlier we planned to go to rest. Unfortunately, our plans were defeated due to such a high dollar rate and such a complex situation in the country. Therefore, we are forced to postpone our trip for an indefinite term. I have to pay utility bills.
The residential rental payment makes 2,800 hryvnias.
All expenses are on us, says one of the first founders of the Mercury Fund, Artur Zalubovsky.
Ваши затраты на вашу семью, либо на вашу...
The expenses for your family as well as your personal expenses, just as of an ordinary individual, not a businessman, make 100,000 hryvnias. However, you will manage to take them somewhere. We propose you to make something that is being loan offered throughout the West for more than 180 years, as far as I know. I speak about the savings program that will cover all your expenses. But there are some conditions. We also have them. Taking into account the amount that you urgently need, you give us just 30%, and then during the year we cover all your expenses by 70%. It is out of this world. This is the so-called fair play. You give us the money, then we start working with them. We do not recover them sharply. Your year is closed. The Mercury Fund closes your 100,000 per year.
Artyom had no financial opportunities to take an attractive offer. Exhausting jobs did not bring the desired income. It seemed he had lost faith.
I had no money at all. I just asked Marina to lend me 1,000 hryvnia to keep me afloat. I took interest in Mercury Mutual Fund. Right after that, my life started to change dramatically.
Today he is a successful, ambitious young man. He has thousands of clients from different cities and countries throughout the world that bring him profit every day. Artyom says, thanks to Mercury Fund, he has realized his cherished dream to see the world. Deep inside, he is a traveler and romantic.
Буквально 2 недели назад я ездил
Just 2 weeks ago I was in Paris. I have rented Ferrari there. I spent the beginning of a new year in 5 countries. I realized that I am a traveler. I had 4 flights for 9 days, 4 rented cars. I covered a large distance, met many interesting people from different countries, cities and so on. Just 1.5 years ago I didn't even dream of it.
The Mercury system is simple. This is a program of grants contributions. Due to the number of clients, it becomes possible to daily get a percentage of the invested amount. Just simple calculation. Monthly your income will increase threefold.
Вы отдаете деньги, за это сообщество вам разрешает
Contributing money, you are allowed to use money from the community at the rate of 1% per day. That's why you start to appreciate this community, because it feeds you. It gives you the opportunity to study, travel and solve financial issues. Therefore you pass the first stage, when there is a lack of money. The first stage is always called the lack of money. It's not because people need too much money, just that somehow all the time it's not enough. Thanks to the community you enter the second stage, when you have enough money. This is a very important stage. This is the so-called third stage, when you have money and your creative potential reveals. All of us have brilliant thoughts, but you're afraid to open them. You are wearing the so-called cap. Money, money, money. Indeed, we are living in the material world. Then when the cap will be removed, the fear will be gone along with it. You begin to live. Moreover, you begin to offer interesting businesses. And now there is the most important part. You become a very interesting individual. We have a business. We have the ability to develop any business. We have a lot of people and a lot of money. Our goal is to gather 1.5 million people. Each pocket has at least $103. Please try to offer people something for what they will give you the money, for the service, for the goods. We have already gathered them together. That's when you will enter this stage, and then you will start doing any business. We are your clients. Thanks to us, you can plan any business.
You do not have to wait months or years to make a profit. It will be charged automatically every week. You will be able not only to cover the monthly payments, but to forget about debts and survival. You will face new challenges and new opportunities. You can go to restaurants, relax, travel and even start your own business.
Мы принципиально отличаемся от других компаний на рынке, которые предлагают, не надо...
We are fundamentally different from other companies in the market that offer anything. We do not need you to bring anything to us. You do it because it is very profitable primarily for you. This is profitable not in a percentage rate, but you will understand it later. Usually people pay near 1 or 2% to the Swiss bank. They are not stupid people to give the millions under 1% per year, knowing that inflation will eat them. They use the services of these banks because all reliable banks perform their own provisions. We have been fulfilling our conditions for 3 years already at 100%. Therefore, we are reliable. We completely perform our provisions. And how large percentage will you get later already does not matter. A few people gathered to do some business. For example, it can be a bank. They took up a license for themselves. This can be a franchise or multi-level marketing company. It can be just a tough financial scheme, such as pyramid scheme, which aims only to collect money. What do us fundamentally differ from all of them? We are not better or worse, we are just different. Majority of the banks survive using such a scheme. All of them are all built on the same principle. Each of these schemes has any product with 400% margin. You know it, don't worry. The main thing is that the price to be acceptable. The financial pyramids needs the money. They take at least 20% to the top, and in the end they do not care whether it will collapse in a few months or not, because they have already earned money for themselves. The bank has no such interest rates. However, the money from all the bank branches come to the special accounts. We will not say what countries they come from. Purchasing any goods in the second so-called structure for the mandatory scheme gym, you have to purchase goods every month and be sure that you will have to invite a client there. The money goes to the company and charged down as a salary. In the banking system, the money moves up and then is being distributed to the departments. You know that not all departments have money, despite the fact that they have collected it yesterday. But already in the morning there is no money. Why it happens? Because all money was gathered to the top of the pyramid. Well, the structure of the pyramid requires that all the money goes to the top, and still they take off the so-called fee for something at the rate of 20%. What is the difference between the Mercury Fund and other organizations? Mercury is fundamentally different. I'm on the top. I receive only 0.5%. I do not have access to the money. It's not because I am good or bad. You should not provoke someone to have access to millions. We keep all the money at the so-called bottom. No matter how difficult will it be to believe in it, we are working with honest people who have never stolen money from our system. Why? Not because they do not need them. They are paid for it at least 5%. Not taking into account their contribution. They receive large sums of money for keeping money. I receive only 0.5%, and they also have the money. That is the fundamental difference. I do not pay them. On the contrary, they pay me 0.5%. I take them out of the community because they are managed from the lower level leadership, from the lower level leadership to the top one, and not vice versa. That is the fundamental difference.
Руководят ими внизу наверх, а не наоборот. Вот принципиальное отличие.
1.5 years ago, this young woman did not know how to live on. Irina was in a deep credits, dancing without a husband, alone in a big city with a small child. It seemed that no help was within reach.
Мне повезло 3 раза. Родиться, родить и встретить Залюбовского. Все остальное.
I was lucky to 3 times to be born, give birth, and meet Mrs. Zalubowski. All the rest is the result of luck. At that moment, remembering the day when waking up in the morning and sending a child to school, I knew that she was going to school for the last money. I knew that she ate in dining room for the last money, and I understood that in principle I had nothing to do at home. I got out of bed and went to Mrs. Zalubowski.
Today Irina enjoys her life. She does not take thoughts for tomorrow. She is confident in her future and the future of her family.
All my friends, relatives, godparents, mother, father and children of my friends have also joined us.
Where is the catch? Does it really exist? This is a pyramidical approach. Confidence in organization with such a structure is undermined mostly by those who have never been its participants, says Artur Zalubowski. However, people do not think that such a structure exists as rule in all enterprises, including the state institutions. However, the difference is crucial. Mercury Mutual Fund gives opportunities to make a profit not only for those who are on top. Here everyone wins.
Взаимный фонд, как бы он ни назывался, если это взаимный фонд.
Mutual fund, no matter how it is called, if it is a mutual fund or a large family or the owner state, the money is obtained by everyone or none. Here the basic principle is a trust. Trust and faith are two different things. Perhaps they have the one root of the road, but it is completely different things. Tell I am good, give me money, I do not steal. That's I'm trying to make you believe me. We do not work like that. We are trying that immediately after the talk or any advertising you believe in the system. Not me personally, because you are part of it. Confidence is the main thing.
A year ago, Yevgeny dared to change his life. Boring office work from morning to night did not bring neither pleasure nor financial stability. It seemed that this maelstrom will never end.
Уровень достатка увеличился после того, как я стал участником фонда.
My level of prosperity increased after I became a member of the Mercury Fund. It allowed me to get away from my job, which did not bring me any pleasure. This allowed me to start living a full life. I have enough money. A large and significant advantage of this fund is that I have an opportunity to work where I want to do it. I can work on the beach or at any other place. I just need to have a means of communication, including phone, tablet, PC, or computer.
There are a lot of programs for members of the Mercury Mutual Fund. You can enter the fund with cash or e-money. The contribution amount is not limited. It's up to you to invest $100 or $1,000. Thereon depends your income. As it was mentioned before, it is calculated on a weekly basis. In addition, there are programs for savings at the rate of 36% per annum and loyal customer engagement system, as well as many other things.
You can tell about our project to your friends, and they are to decide how much money they can spend for the start and what amount of money will be comfortable for them to materially fund national and our fund, and how much they can spend for unlimited and interest-free use in our project.
You invest with minimal risk, and already in a week you realize that the system works and you earn. What about taxation? After all, any source of income bears tax. The Mercury Fund takes care of its customers. From the legal point, you just use the money of community, therefore you do not have a profit.
There are no profits, so we say that we have no investment and no earnings. You just use the money of community, therefore you do not have a profit there. You have taken the perpetual interest, free loan in the community.
Well, what about one of the key issues? How to build the customer structure in the Mercury system, namely how to attract people. It's just simple. You show the potential Mercurians another level of life, a life where they do not have to count money, where they can afford visiting restaurants, where they do not think about utility bills, where they spend their days in prosperity and comfort.
Меркурий это делать очень просто. Я просто показываю другой образ жизни. Я просто показываю.
Everything is very simple at the Mercury Fund. I'm just showing another way of life. I simply show that it is possible to live differently. Just believe that we erase the borders. In general, everyone is happy in the Mercury. They are smiling regardless of the economic situation in the country. I can afford to buy anyone a plate of soup in the restaurant, because I know that this is the life. And we have seen people who could not previously afford to buy even a token in the subway. Even adults often do not buy tickets on the public transport. Well, I managed to show them a different way of life. There comes a time when they have enough money for everything. They do not think how much the bread or milk costs, how much they have to pay for the kindergarten. They forget about it. They do not worry about their petty expenses.
It is absolutely simple and wonderful to offer our project. In what a way? You invite the person and tell how your life has changed, and then this person starts thinking whether it is comfortable for him to be in this state. If he feels himself comfortable, he begins to talk to us, he begins to change his life for the better. In what a way? If you like some cake, you recommend it. But how do people know how delicious is it? Only if he tries it. When a person enters the Mercury project, he changes his life completely, he changes his habits at the level of communication, he starts reading other books, he starts talking to other people, therefore his life changes dramatically.
Люди сами спрашивают, потому что на примере своем...
People ask themselves, because you show them on your own example, how the things are changing. As far as I am concerned, a year ago, I was constantly looking to borrow money from people. It lacked funds. At present, after a little less than a year, these people have started to ask me questions. It was somehow skeptical, but after seeing the level that I have, I can afford myself expensive gifts, I can entertain people, invite them to a restaurant. This can be seen. Therefore, there is no difficulty in attracting people. Here you need to show everything on your personal example.
Чем больше людей с нами,
The more people join us, the stronger our community becomes. Please just take our way of life for the next 400 years. Try to show people something new, something that they did not expect from you. For example, yesterday you could not afford yourself to go to the restaurant, and now you are inviting your friends to drink and eat there. You treat them, you show it to people. You are not there just for the purpose of money. You simply lead a different lifestyle. Then you will not have problems in communicating with people. All of them will tell you that they do not believe you. It is unbelievable to understand that today someone pays 1% and receives such income. So do not try to convince anyone. They do not get. Explain that we are not only concerned about money, you can just show them a different way of life and only by example. Glory to God, the main part of the Mercury Fund, well, not the primary but 30%, consists of pensioners. It is the working class. And after they have invited their children who saw that in 2 years everything changed for a better, then they had come to us as a great businessman.
Change your destiny today. Dreaming about car, travels, want to forget about counting money? Mercury Fund opens its doors. Trust and your confidence will return 100-fold.
Now there is no more adventurous offer than this one throughout the world, and it is not about the percentage rate, it primarily concerns the fulfillment of the promises. That is a myth that money is being earned through the hard work. You can earn money easily enough. You just need to know and understand how and where to do it. It happens just in the Mercury Fund.
Mercury changes the rules of life, and you will have the best of everything, and everything will be in balance.
We love everyone and invite everyone to join us regardless of status. We are all living people, and it's the most important thing.